Hi, everybody. This is Rebecca Rizzo, Energy with Shay Rizzo, and I am here today. Today, our video, I'm kind of excited because I've been doing a podcast for a while. Some of you are followers of that. Some of you are just finding me. Again, thank you for tuning in. Anyhow, the reason why I'm excited is because we're going to be covering something that has been a pretty hot topic on my podcast, which is really actually how to raise your vibe. And this is something that I share with people all the time. Everything that I do is all intentional so that I can raise and elevate my vibe in everything that I do. It's just kind of who I am. It's what I'm all about. So I guess I didn't realize how unique that is for people to do, to actually get dressed in the morning and think I'm going to go ahead and wear this color because I want to go ahead and have this kind of psychological effect on people and myself around me. I've been doing this since I was little, ever since, I always did my own hair. I'm a licensed cosmetologist and my mom's an artist. She's very independent, and so I always learned to be very independent. She wasn't really a foo-foo kind of mom, and so the only time I really got my hair done or did anything special like that was for family pictures, and so for school pictures. Other than that, I did it myself, and so it was kind of all about what did I do to make myself feel good. I was always changing schools all the time, so I didn't realize this was kind of part of my survival mechanism, the things that I've done. So, and as I started reading, as I was going through this awakening process and everything that I've started probably about 5-6 years ago, and really hit full force last summer, as it did probably for everybody else, the summer of 2020. Anyhow, these are some of the things that I've uncovered across my own experience, as well as validation with finding articles and YouTube videos and different things all across different platforms. So I'm not the only one spouting this information. However, I do have a personal experience with this. So tune in. This is going to be all about how to raise your vibe, and it's 10 different ways for you to raise your vibe. So thanks. Okay. So first, here we go. This is actually kind of, I have written shift your thoughts, but it's really more than that. It's more being mindful to understand where you're at actually emotionally, because knowing that you're not in your happiest space is extremely important for you to recognize getting yourself out of it. So although I wrote shift your thoughts, if you can read my writing, but I wrote shift your thoughts, but it's really being mindful about where you're sitting, where you're at. How are you feeling? That's actually something that I am really trying to do. I didn't realize I hadn't really done it much, which is basically asking myself, how am I feeling? How am I feeling at this moment? I might feel a little bit irritated. I might feel a little bit anxious. I might feel some worry, whatever it is. But usually I am not one of those people that puts an actual label on whatever emotion it is I'm feeling, and then I don't really have much control over whatever emotion it is because I did not take that time to be mindful. So the first thing in this whole process with raising your vibe is to be mindful about where you are emotionally. Where are you? The next is recognize what thoughts that are coming in that are flushing, that are negative, and shift them into positive. So rather than being completely like, oh my gosh, this is going to go wrong, oh, poor's me, this is going to be awful, it's going to suck. What if you really think about if it's going to go right? What then? Okay, you need to really kind of start to shift, to be mindful. I think really it's honestly just be mindful of where you are and what you're thinking, so that as you are knowing where you are emotionally, and now you're realizing what you're thinking, what are those thoughts that are coming into your head, and trying to take control over them, because your thoughts are not you. And I think that's one of the most mind-blowing things about this awakening process that I have come to realize is your thoughts are not you. And wrapping your head around that, it's truly just, it's a liberating realization once you actually can wrap your hand around the fact. Sorry, that's my cup of coffee. Around that fact. So it's your thoughts are not you. You're more than that. Okay. So being mindful of your thoughts and taking control of them. The other is journal. Journal. I've got like 2 right here. I didn't even realize it, but I've got 2. I've got them all over the place. I have them all for different reasons. I have one for a little quick, like this one right here is actually one I just started using for my videos and my podcasts so that I can write down little keywords. So I had written in before what my necklace is. This necklace that I'm wearing right now, I'm suffering from lots of female pain issues. And so this gem is supposed to help you with pain and processing and things like this. This is also helps with communication because the color and purity. Again, the more white you see in a crystal, the more cleansing it could be, the more filtering it could be, the more pulling that negative pain out. So that's why I'm wearing that today. But this is the journal that I use so that I can write down little tidbits so that I can remind you of those. And the gem is Angelite. Angelite. It's for your crown chakra too. But anyway, so I use journals. Journals is really important. The other is to practice daily gratitude. So I just came back from vacation with my family, and it kind of got a little challenging because there is a lot of anxiety that goes on during traveling, and we did a road trip, so it was a little bit out of our comfort zone. And there were moments of times where there was a little bit of level of aggravation in the car, and being able to be grateful for where we are and where we are sitting currently, rather than being so set in the emotion of whatever anxiety it is we're feeling, but to actually pull ourselves out of that and look around and go, although we're sitting in traffic, look at how pretty it is outside. Aren't we grateful to be able to do something like this together as a family? So, I mean, it's really kind of being gratitude, that mindful space of being in the state of gratitude. Okay. The other is shift your energy in your body. So this was actually something too that you usually do when you're younger and you don't really realize, like you kind of bounce around and you kind of feel like you got to move and you got to shake it up a little bit. Well, when you get older, you kind of get a little bit more stationary. And so you need to find different ways to shift your energy in your body. I actually do lots of little weird little things like this, you know, just kind of like move my hands and I tap my fingers together and I kind of shift and I kind of, you know, that kind of stuff. But it could be more than that. It could be more than, if you're being inspired to move. If you're being inspired to walk. Shift the energy in your body. Doing some jumping jacks whenever you're in a bad mood. I know everybody goes exercise, it releases endorphins and it makes you feel better, but it does. That really energetically raises your vibe. Think about it. We're all energy. And when you are starting to feel bad or you're starting to feel heavy or weighted or depressed, it's because the energy that you are is getting sluggish and it's moving much slower because the energy is not ignited. There is no real passion. There's no stimulation to make that energy move. And so when you have to really change that vibe, you need to energetically add some energy into it, some catalyst, something that's going to create an adverse reaction, not negatively, but something that's going to counter whatever's happening right now to change it. So you can't, it's kind of like the rule that says an object in motion stays in motion until it is acted upon by an outside force, right? It just will continue going and going and going and doing what it's been doing unless something on the outside reacts into that. Well, that's the same thing with your body. When you start to feel stagnant and you start to feel lethargic because you're not moving, and then that makes your mood get a little bit lower, it's because all of that energetic vibration in your body is not moving. And so shift your body by moving, and that will energetically raise your vibration. The next is a salt bath, or a small bath, or a salt shower. You can use the pink Himalaya sea salt, which I'm showing right here for those on the podcast. It is just, you could use anything pink Himalaya sea salt. I've actually got them from some of those markets like World Market or Home Goods or things like that, where they actually have a section where there's different dried products, and you can usually get some Himalayan sea salt, actually put pretty inexpensive. So if you wanted to try that there, instead of getting something you have to commit to, you can get something a little bit smaller at some of those stores like that. But what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and you're going to take the salt and you're going to put it on top of your head. And I know that sounds weird because your hair and all that good stuff, but remember, you're going to be taking a shower. And so you want to make sure that you're going to go ahead and you're going to take a shower, but you're going to kind of use the salt as an exfoliant. So this again is going to, as you do this, you're going to put this on your head and you're going to kind of rub this into your scalp. You're going to get your hair wet a little bit too, so it's going to cause like a little bit of paste kind of going on. Don't rub too hard. This is not, you're not going to scrub, be gentle. This is all about intention. And so as you scrub, you're just going to think of how the salt is going to purify your thoughts. It's going to purify all of your negative vibes, and it's going to wash away all of that negative. And you're going to kind of do that. And then if you're taking a shower, you're going to go ahead and allow that water to kind of cascade over the top of your head. And that's going to dissolve the salt. And that salt's going to start to kind of go down. It's going to wash all over your body if you're in the shower. If you're in the tub, which is oftentimes what I do, I always have a cup or a bowl or whatever, and I use that to put the water on top, and I just kind of like let that wash over my body until you can't feel any salt residue. Now, this is not something that's going to clean your hair necessarily, but it is going to give you that same sense, what you feel like when you go to the ocean. Now, you can go to the ocean too instead of taking a saltwater bath or a shower. If you happen to be by the beach, dunking in the salt water of the ocean is also very cleansing and can also help raise your vibe. So it doesn't have to be just water at home. This is just easy for everybody who has an actual bathroom available, whether it be a shower or a bathtub. You can do these kinds of things that can help raise your vibe. Okay, Himalayan pink sea salt on your head. You're going to go ahead and kind of exfoliate that. Now, you can exfoliate that and use that like on your elbows to kind of exfoliate the little skins on the ends of your elbows, on the heels of your feet. You can do that too if you choose to do that, the salt. I actually scrub it just a little bit on my scalp, and that's just so I can alleviate any kind of buildup and stuff, but I have to make sure that your scalp is very well lubricated with water so that you're not going to tear your skin, and you need to be very mindful and gentle when you do so. The next is detox. Okay, so detox is really going to be an individual thing for you. I put this on the list. I don't necessarily practice the detox in the way that you probably would see that on like right now what you're thinking about is detox, where you're going to be doing the cayenne and lemonade or lemon water and maple syrup or whatever, which I've tried before. Could not do it. I did it for less than 48 hours and I had such an awful headache that detox did not work for me. So I'm going to digress, or I don't know if that's the right word. I'm going to say to all of you to please ask a physician's guidance on doing any type of detox that is right for you. I do not recommend anything personally. I never follow through with any type of detox. The only thing that I have ever done that I find any type of success in is I do a detox tea. And that's not a hardcore detox tea. That is something that I drink at night. So it'll help clean me out and keep me regular. That's kind of what I do. But honestly, guys, it's 100% up to you. So you can do some type of detox. Be gentle, be mindful, understand that you and your body are in this together. And also energetically ask your body what is right for you. So it will try to steer you into the direction of where you should go and what feels right to you. So really listen to that inner guidance when you are going towards something that is detoxifying. My body says, no, you're not doing it because you're going to get really sick. So again, the only thing that I ever really do is tea. I drink lots and lots of water and I do tea. So that's kind of where it is. But I wanted to put that on there. Again, exercise. So we shift the energy in your body. You could do yoga and all that kind of stuff too. I also put exercise. I know that those are kind of the same thing, but I want you to understand that there's one thing about shifting your vibe at the moment. So like right there at the moment when you know you're not feeling good and you just are kind of like, ooh, I'm starting to get that feeling, I'll actually move, and I will stretch, and I will start to kind of move the energy around inside of me. And I'm not even mindful necessarily. It's just kind of a normal practice that I do. So that's when I'm saying shift the energy in your body on the number 5 thing that I said. The exercise is something that's a little bit more dedicated. That one is actually putting time aside to make sure that you move your body, whether that be yoga. And it's really to use your body and connect your mind and your body together as one, so that it becomes a conditioned experience to have that gel mindfulness and being present in your body. And moving that body around. The other is crystals. Crystals, I like crystals. Okay, crystals and minerals and gems. Okay, so this is something, I picked a gem today, actually, to focus on a little bit about raising your vibes, because this is the one that I go to all the time. It is all over my house. Like, I'm even going to show you a huge giant piece. And this is what I use. Ugh, it's heavy. Okay, this right here is selenite. Okay, so what I'm showing right now is it almost looks like ice, right? Kind of looks like ice. It's so pretty. This is what it looks like. It's like a salt kind of ice kind of looking piece. And this is a very fragile, you can see I don't know if you can see that, but I'll get you close. Do you see how there's flakes that are in there? See how that is? Okay, so this I actually will take a little chisel, and I'll chisel off little pieces so that I can make gems and stuff out of this. Okay, so this is what it starts with. And then in my trusty little box that I made, this is my magic box. This is my Organa box that I made. This is mine. This is my special goddess. You can see my geode that I got from Knott's Berry Farm. But my husband got me that, and we broke it open. And I have that on that side. And I have the other part of the geode on the other side. But no, so I've got in my little box, I've got the selenite. So here is a smaller piece of selenite. Now this selenite, it comes in a block. You can see this. And I actually have these in the corner of my entire studio. So these are very fragile pieces. Well, this isn't a fragile piece. This is a big piece. This is like a nice size piece. But this I put in the corners of my room. I picked it up, actually, it was right down below here, so I actually had this right behind me. But I will break off pieces like this big, which you can see is probably about 2 inches, and it's probably about a ½ inch wide, right? I would say that's probably about right. And I take little pieces like this, the little selenite here. And why am I showing you this? What is so special about selenite? Okay, so I'm showing you all what it looks like and all that kind of stuff. What's it used for? Okay, selenite is really cool because it absorbs. It's a filter. It's a very porous, very fragile gem. And it's water soluble, so it will dissolve in water. You have to be very, very mindful and careful about how you are using this piece. And so this is a self-filtering gem. What does that mean? Basically what that means is you can actually use this as a pain reliever, because this will suck in the pain and it will pull out the negative vibes, almost just like it almost looks like a pain reliever type of like powdery kind of thing. But you're going to put it, like I'm holding it right here on my shoulder. I have a sore in my shoulder. This is something you might want to just hold for a while. And as you sit there, I can already start to feel it pull the feel out of there. Now I'm using bit of pressure. It's not a lot of pressure, but it's enough pressure to where it's indented into my skin slightly. And it does start to pull out that negative. So it pulls out the negative pain and that darkness. I don't know if you call it, I'm not, that's kind of how I see it when I describe it, as a darkness, but it's just a pain. And you can touch the selenite to any part that may be in pain, and it will help to suck that pain out. Now, I happen to actually wear selenite pretty much every day. The only reason why I'm not wearing it right now is because I'm sitting in my room surrounded by selenite. But usually when I leave the house, I do have it on, and it's because it filters and it cleanses. So anything that I'm wearing will actually help cleanse it. Now, this you've seen in a couple of my other videos, but this is an actual bundle that I create. This is Shay Rizzo design. Okay, but this right here in the back is selenite. So I have the selenite here because this is kyanite, and then this is clear quartz crystal. And so those all together are bundled, and they help generate a lot of positive filtration, psychic protection. This is energetic protection. I'm around a lot of people all the time, and people ask me all the time. I'm around a lot of people, and I am very, very blessed because I very rarely get sick, and I am very positively impacted by people around me, and I don't know that I would be as positively impacted if I did not get certain parts put together within my repertoire to keep myself safe. And part of that is making sure that I have mindfulness about what I'm wearing, whether that be the color, whether that be the way that I'm doing my hair. I oftentimes I'll actually dress for theme. If I'm going to a different business, I'm actually dressing where I'll look at their logo and I'll actually match their logo colors. I'll also, if there's a theme behind them, I'll wear something behind them. A lot of time people don't even realize that's what I'm doing. Some friends of mine have kind of recognized it, but it's a subliminal thing. It's something that I've always done just so that I can have an energetic, positive experience, like foot forward, like my best foot forward energetically. So that's kind of what I do, but I am always wearing protective gems, always, always, always. So that's something I keep my vibe high, and I you can tell I have a lot of passion about that. I obviously, for those who are just tuning in, I do have a jewelry line, and everything that I do create is all about positive vibes. All of the accessories, everything that I do. In fact, the box that you're seeing right now also has selenite that's actually embedded in the box so that it energetically will generate positive for everything in here. So it's already filtering any negative vibes that may be inside the gems or any of the things that I wear, and I put them in these boxes that are infused with selenite for the same reason why I'm saying selenite is one of those gems that does help you raise your vibe. Okay, sorry. The next is a natural connection. So this is something I cannot emphasize enough, and I want you to be a little creative if you do have a little bit of limitations as what you can do to connect to nature. So if you are smack in the middle of a city, just look at the sky. Find the sky. Wherever you can find the sky, find the sky. If there is any type of vegetation near you, try to gravitate towards that vegetation. You're going to get an energetic exchange that you really, really need, and you don't realize you're going to get it just by being around nature. Be around people that like to be grounded, that aren't all about the me, but are kind of all about the experience and exploring, and be around more of that childlike experience if you can, and that means exploring wherever you can energetically. So it is 120 some degrees where I live here in the Coachella Valley, and we just came home from a 4-day trip. We drove up the coast of California and then came back around, and we kind of stopped along the way and experienced culture and took pictures and enjoyed the beach and things like that. We didn't go in any crowds. We were actually going to. We were going to go to the aquarium once we hit Monterey, but honestly, we didn't want to be around other people. We really wanted to just kind of not put that pressure, because energetically we could not deal with being around people. And that's where I'm saying make sure you have a natural a nature connection, something that's going to get you that natural earth connection and grounding, so that you can have that true raising of your vibes, because you are understanding that you are part of something so much larger, and giving you that awe. So anyhow, I hope that was beneficial for you. This was Energy with Shay Rizzo, all about vibes. Again, I believe that the reason we're here is to find things that make us happy. the more things that energetically raise our vibration or ripple around us becomes stronger and radiates further and bumps into more folks and can help change so many people's lives just because you chose to find things that made you happy. So I hope that these 10 tips to raise your vibration, that has been beneficial for me over this last duration. And I think I'm now over 380 days of doing a daily meditation, guys. So these are just some of the things that has helped me make sure that I can stay consistent in my transition. Thanks again for tuning in. If you like what you saw, please subscribe, like, comment. If you have any questions, I would be happy to answer them. I'm going to be trying to feature a crystal every day, some type of shout out every day, so that everybody can kind of get an idea as to different meetings and crystals. I'll also go ahead and do another program just specific for selenite and each one of the gems. So watch for those as well. Again, thanks so much for tuning in. And until next time, find your happy and stay there. Bye.